Huge number of youth population is there. They want job. They they are looking for job, and if we can provide them the jobs for different skill levels, then the economy will be the most benefited one. DPIs are major game changer, I'll say, and it will help to grow all the sectors. These cooperative sectors, if it is not regulated, there will be lots of issues the country will face, and of course the bankers will be facing. So that way we need immediate some policy to regulate in the cooperative banks, which is available in India. India, all banks, including cooperative banks, are regulated by RBI. The particularly cement, steel industry and related industries are facing so much a problem. So all those big accounts, which companies were doing well, but now they are not doing well, and bankers have to make a huge provision for that. And once you do the provision, and also that capital issues are coming out, and if the banks are incurring losses, of course they will not be able to lend further, so that will further slow down the economy is somewhat it is not doing well what we expect from an economy uh, of Nepal, which has abundant natural resources, which has huge youth population. These are the two major things for any economy to be successful. So what is happening here? Basically, what my experience here in Nepal, I am seeing that both are untapped. If you talk about natural resources, so it is not yet exploited. Even the we have started in hydropower. In a to some extent, we have done it, but even if you look at the today's hydropower, investment and the output, it is not even 20% of the potential. So we have a long way to go. So these natural resources I have talked about only hydropower, but there are lots of minerals are available in Nepal. Lots of other natural resources, rare earth are also there, I believe, and it needs to be exploited. And the second thing is that it, today entire world is sinking. Even yesterday there was a discussions about the entire world now the population will be shrinking. That's what they are predicting, and the study says that if the birth rate is not 2.2, so then population will be shrinking. Most of the developed countries already facing below 2% growth rate. Now, even the developing countries are also facing the similar issues. But if you look at Nepal, here the huge number of youth population is there. They want job. They they are looking for job, and if we can provide them the jobs for different skill levels, then the economy will be the most benefited one. Today, the Nepalese workers are going like if you look at the flights, every flights are full for going out to do the same job which is helping those countries in their economy. So we have to think in that way, how to bring back those people here by focusing on job creation, by focusing on exploiting the natural resources. So for that, government has to play a number of roles. Like first and foremost thing is that you have to have a sentiment, the public sentiment, which will be positive, and public sentiment in the sense that it is not only for the people but also for the industry. See, industry and government needs to work together. The industrialists and governments are not different. If government spend good amount of money in creating infrastructure, the it has been observed in anywhere in the world, the immediately the private sector will also join. You can see your neighbor in India, it has already been there. See, government has spent a huge and spending also. It is not only spent last 10, 15, 20 years. We are spending huge money from the government sector for developing infrastructure. Similarly, there are lots of private sector also joined in the same thing, and that's the way you have to do it. But the primary responsibility lies on the government. If government doesn't create an environment where the citizen of the country will be will not be going out. They will be looking for the government facilities, and they will work for the economy. And second is that the corporate sector also will be feeling positive. So for that you need to have a uh, policy stability. That is another point which I want to emphasize, that there should be a policy stability. There should not be kind of going back to some other things. Some of the decisions which have happened during the last or during the current financial year, which are not favoring foreign direct investment or some other things like tax case, bargain price cases. All those things are not taken by foreign investors in a good way. So that is another thing. Then another issue is that government needs to create DPI kind of thing. Digital public infrastructure is today's the go thing. In fact, today if you look at that, all the countries are now creating, particularly from government side, creating the DPIs, so that the number of things will ride on the DPIs. And you have a good example in India because of the India stack and DPI things. Number of things are going on. Even if I believe that you have heard about the GEM portal, GEM. So this GEM portal is nothing but where it is a just like Amazon and Flipkart. The government facilitates a platform. Government is only facilitator of a platform which is known as a DPI platform, and in that platform, I think crores of small, medium enterprises, they are putting their products in that site. And who are the buyer? Mostly government organization anywhere, whether it is state government, whether it is central government, whether it is even the local level municipal government, they are purchasing from there, and it is one of the major successful. So it is riding on the backbone of government DPI. Then of course the JAM portal. Then there are so many. Even when the COVID came, the co-win portal was very popular. Not only in India, India has given it to 150 countries free of cost for that portal. So these DPIs are major game changer, I'll say, and it will help to grow all the sectors. Once you do that, then you have to go for a. It is my suggestions that encouraging FDIs. Uh, we just concluded the third investment summit here in Nepal. I look back to the first investment summit happened in 2017. Not even 25, around 25% materialized. Whatever the commitment they have given, 25% is still coming for investment. Then next one, 2019, the figure is not available with me, but I don't know how much it has fructified. Now recently we have concluded, and it is not that commitment of FDI is important. It is important that how much commitment can be put into the use. So that is a major thing, and now I am sure that government departments will be working on that, and to get the maximum of these FDIs coming to Nepal. Remittances are doing well. Of course, the youths are going out, so they are getting some money and they are sending money. That is a good amount. In fact, today around 24% of GDP. If you consider your total remittances coming to a year, it is almost 25% of your GDP. So that is a good amount. Even if you look at entire world, Nepal comes to almost top 5 in terms of percentage GDP for coming into through remittances. Though India has more than 100 billion remittances coming to India, but if you look at the GDP percentage, GDP terms, it is not even 3%. So that way Nepal is having good thing. But how to improve that further? There is another important thing. What India is doing or other countries are doing, it is they are not asking for remittances into the local currencies. Now, if we, it's my belief, if we create a remittance products which are in different currencies, I'm sure that lot many NRN who are not sending money because of the exchange rate, not getting the exchange rate benefit, so they are not investing. So if we can bring products which are in different currencies, I am sure that there will be number of NRNs who will be sending money and which can be repatriable. Because in if you look at in India, most of the deposits remittances are coming, and those who are coming for utilization for buying land, properties, other things, that is separate. But for investment purpose, people are sending it in different foreign currencies, and most of them are repatriable. So that benefit you have to take. Don't think that repatriable means this will go out. It doesn't. It doesn't. And every year in India it is increased. So that's the way you have to find out number of products which are attractive to the NRNs, and at the same time different currencies. Another important thing is that there are two major things in a country for economy. One is that monetary policy, another is the fiscal policy. Both should work in tandem. It's not that NRB will look into monetary policy in a different way and government will go in a other way. It's not. So both has to be working in tandem. We need immediately to have a regulator for the cooperative sectors. And these cooperative sectors, if it is not regulated, there will be lots of issues the country will face, and of course the bankers will be facing. So that way we need immediate some policy to regulate in the cooperative banks, which is available in India. India, all banks, including cooperative banks, are regulated by RBI, and they are all things are available in the CIC report and others. So that is important issue, particularly at this point of time. See, any country, the banking sector is the backbone of economy. If you look at no country where the banking sector is not doing well, country cannot grow. So here, what is happening last 2-3 years post pandemic, then economic growth was a little bit subdued. The corporate sectors are not doing well. They are even some of the cases, they are not even utilizing 30%, 40% of their capacity. So at this juncture, it is affecting banks, because the way banking sectors are regulated, or the instruction, or the way you have to maintain your capitals as well as your provisions, that is very much in very much in trouble. Like you have the regulations, like if the companies are incurring losses, then you have to make 5% provisions as per the watch list category. Then if their CD ratios are not being maintained, it will be 5% provision. So that there are, I think, 11 points are there. So at this juncture, most of the corporates who are doing very well maybe in past, but due to this economic slowdown, and there is no investment in capex, the particularly cement, steel industry and related industries are facing so much a problem. So all those big accounts, which companies were doing well, but now they are not doing well, and bankers have to make a huge provision for that. And once you do the provision, and also that capital issues are coming out, and if the banks are incurring losses, of course they will not be able to lend further. So that will further slow down the economy. See, this is a vicious cycle. So if your banks are not doing well, banks are not able to finance further because of the capital issues, then your economy will not grow. Because for developing a economy or growth of economy, you need a huge amount of lending. There is a statistics also that some percentage point of lending goes to the growth. So that is as of now, I believe this will be a major challenge for all banks and government also, because if the bankers are not able to fund the projects, then how can economy grow? So these are all basically structural changes we need to have. it is not only basically it is the government to come forward for this kind of thing, but at the same time there are some things which our central bank can look into it at this juncture, how to address all those issues so that Nepal's economy will be on track, and also that it will not only improve GDP but also the youth, particularly the job creation for the youth and the people who are going abroad, they can come back. I think for me, these are the main points which I highlighted.